everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Jack Graham. For those who are new to the channel, welcome. And today I'm going to go over a market analysis. We're going to go into the real estate market and see what the hell is going on in this market. We're having super low, record low inventory levels. We're having huge demand happening in the market. So I'm going to kind of summarize on what happened in the past few months, and then I'm gonna tell you what my opinion is on what's gonna happen next in the real estate market. Now, obviously this is just my opinion, but I just wanted to share my thoughts since this is one of the most asked questions that I get here in from clients. So let's start. Let's see if this works. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start a little bit from the inventory. So I'm here on my MLS. So from here I can see all the inventory and everything that is happening in the market. And if I go here in the last 3 years, we see a little bit what happened, right? I don't know if you guys remember, back in 2018, we had this super low inventory. And that's when I purchased my first home. And I remember, the months after I purchased it, I had probably 10-15% of equity in my property, because right after in 2018 prices went up like crazy right here. Now what happened here is that after interest rates went up a little bit, because they were trying to stop this crazy real estate market from going up, prices started stabilizing and actually going down a little bit. And that was towards this time of the year in 2018. You see, it was October, November 2018. And that's because, as you can see, inventory level was going up. Inventory level is pretty much how many houses we have on the market. And this number right here that you see, 2.5, 2.6, is actually the months of inventory. Months of inventory means how much time it would take for all the real estate that we have right now active on the market to just be all purchased, and no homes would be left on the market if no extra additional inventory were to hit the market. So that's what months of inventory is. And in this case right here, that's when it started going up to 2.5, 2.6. But that was also combined with the increase in interest rates, which they went up about 1 to 1.2%, which is a big increase in interest rates. And then, they kept going up and up, and then they kind of leveled out over here back in 2019. When they started going down, they started dropping interest rates again in December, and we were down at 3.8 approximately last year, right before the coronavirus hit. Okay, now after that virus hit, many things happened, and we had inventory just steadily go down, 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 as many people expected, and otherwise instead they expected for inventory to go up, which means prices were going to crash. I've met some people that sold their houses, and they were left without a house pretty much, because they rented expecting that in the next 2 years prices were going to go down, and trying to time the market, and this is what happens. They got left without pretty much a house. They can't even afford a house right now, because they're renting, and now home prices went up like crazy, because as you can see, the inventory went down. And last time we saw this low of inventory was back in 2017, 18, right? That's when we saw this low of inventory. And then right now, boom, look at us. We're at 2.2 months of inventory. Now, this is only for single family homes, and this is in the Clark County area, okay? So let's go, this is the whole MLS. So let's go Clark County, which means it's pretty much the Las Vegas Valley, okay? And as you can see, it's still 2.5 months of inventory. That's for all property. But if you go to single family homes, you see it's actually even higher, 2.2 months of inventory, which follows pretty much the Clark County, because we are mainly Clark County, as the Las Vegas Valley is. We're pretty much all of it. There's not much going on everywhere else that this MLS includes. Anyway, I just wanted to just go over a little bit the inventory and set the expectation right here, because we are at all, I don't think we've ever seen inventory this low on the market. And as soon as, it's not just the inventory being low, we have way more demand compared to back in 2018. So this low inventory, combined with also the the super high demand that we've been getting due to the coronavirus, right? And pretty much putting everybody in their houses and keeping people in their houses, and people just started buying homes because they realized how important it is to purchase a home and live in a big home that maybe will allow you to have an office in their house, or entertain people, because that's the only entertainment that you have nowadays. So this is pretty much what's happening right now in the markets. And due to these factors coming together, home prices have gone up like crazy. And I wanted to share that with you from this sales price right here that we have, which is pretty much back from 2018 going up all the way to 2021. And the average sales price back in 2018 was 258, and now we are up at 340, which, in hindsight, I would have thought, hey, I wish would have bought more in real estate back then, right? Which is great. But now let's zoom out a little bit, because we want to cover a little bit what happened back in the day, because we have to compare, what happened in the last recession, right? So as you can see, if you go back all the way to 2006, average sales price was 313, 312. Then it went down in 2012 all the way to 123,000, which is super low. This is the average sales price for a house, okay? A single family home. That doesn't include condos, townhouses. I'm just talking about single family homes. And then as you see, prices have gone up like crazy, all the way up to 340 now. Average sales price in Clark County, it is 342, which is pretty high. And this is, I don't know if this is sustainable or not, but what we are seeing is this combination of everything happening. People reevaluating how much a house is worth to them due to the pandemic, and also the low inventory, due to that fact also, right? And people, maybe they don't want to sell because of not being exposed or something, but I doubt that is the reason, honestly. It's just what people think. Maybe it was a concern back in early when we first got the virus, that people were a little bit concerned. And yeah, so as you can see, prices have recovered ever since we had the all-time highs. So a lot of people are saying, well, if prices are back up, then oh my gosh, that is a problem. That means that prices are going to drop and everything is going to be bad in the future. Well, that doesn't really work like that. Hey, just because prices we hit all-time highs, it doesn't mean that we can hit all-time highs again before anything drops, if anything drops ever again. And there are a few reasons why this is happening, okay? And this cannot happen. Yes, of course, we have, there's always a chance that prices are going to go down, but I wanted to cover why actually prices went down back in 2008, right? And the reason why is because we were over leveraged. Builders built so many homes because they thought that, but before 2008, all the crashes that we had before, there were no drops in real estate prices. So what we had, it was pretty much either prices stayed, level when there was a crisis, like in 2001 with the dot-com bubble, or actually prices went up during a recession. And the reason why is because everybody always saw real estate as a store of wealth, where prices always stay consistent and always go up because people will always need a home to be in. Now, back in 2006, however, there was a different situation going on. All the builders were speculating on the fact that real estate prices could never go down. So, hey, let's keep building like crazy, and who cares? And there was a huge amount of inventory. And just to show you that, when you go to the months of supply, right, how many homes were on the market, and you zoom out to max right here, I go all the way back to 2006. Look at that. There were 90 months of inventory on the market, and people were still buying like crazy. Now, that's impressive compared to the inventory that we've had out on the market ever since. 5 months, 3 months, 4 months, 3 months. Now it's going back to 2 months. So that's very low. It's pretty much, we haven't had that low of inventory for a very long time. Now, this does not account, however, for a lot of houses that we were not able to sell them due to short sales and foreclosures and all that stuff that we were still trying to recover from. So we cannot. I wouldn't worry about this graph that much because, I mean, yes, the inventory was all the way up, but eventually we stabilized, and now we are down to super low, months of supply right here. But so with this said, I wanted to cover the reasons why in 2008 we had this. It wasn't just an overbuilding problem. It was also a problem with the lending standards. As you might be aware of, back in 2008, in 2006, it was so easy to get a loan. Everybody would get a loan because what happens is it was super easy to do so. So why not just take a loan? You don't need an income. You don't need to demonstrate that you have any assets, any proof of of history that you had paying, credit. Doesn't matter. They used to call them ninja loans. And then everybody could just walk into a bank and get a loan and buy a house. So that propped up the market like crazy, in addition to in combination with the super high inventory, we had a huge bubble just crashing like crazy. Especially here in Las Vegas, we were hit big time. Now, I don't know if you've tried to buy a home recently, but if you haven't, as a realtor, I'm helping a lot of clients right now. It's tough to get a home. I mean, they screen you real good. And, it's not easy. You have to demonstrate your income. You have to show everything. There's no private loans, or not as many, private mortgage loans as there used to be back in the day, where they used to have the variable rates. Now it's a 30-year loan, fixed, low interest rates. They're not the old interest rates that we used to have. So there's many factors in there that you have to consider. And once you put them all together, you see that, well, does that mean that the real estate market is going to crash now in the future? And that's where I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't think so, in my opinion. And, if you go back to my videos, one of my first videos that I was making was pretty much real estate market updates. And if you go see those, you'll see what I was doing. And I was saying the same things I'm saying right now. I don't think the real estate market is going anywhere. And that was back then when everybody was going nuts and was talking about, oh my gosh, everything is going to come and crash down like crazy, just because home prices were high and the virus hit. So, but again, once we put everything together on the table, you'll see a little bit better the picture and see where we are right now with the real estate market. And back in March last year, I made a video, and you'll see it on my YouTube channel, that I made a video saying, hey, look, prices are going to keep going up. Whatever, obviously this is not advice. This is not advice for you to buy real estate. It's just saying this is my opinion, and opinion only, guys, not advice again. But yeah, so I thought real estate prices were going to go up, and I was right. But just because the inventory was super low and lending standards are completely different, so it's a completely different situation. If you go and see this data, I also reported on that before. 90% of people have at least 10% of equity in their home, which is a very high percentage. That was not the case back in the day. People would just take out equity line of credit on their mortgages, on their homes, just so they could go on a vacation and go out. And now people don't do that. They're afraid. They don't want to over leverage and on their house. And in fact, over 50% of people actually have their houses, not 50%, I think the stats were like 40% paid off completely. So but when you have a little bit of a drop in price, it's not like people are going to sell it just because they're upside down, because most likely they're not going to be upside down. And even if there was some kind of issue with home prices, and they're worried, they just put it on the market and they sell it right away, because there's just no inventory right now on the market to purchase. So these factors all together make me think, what, I don't see it coming. I just don't see the catalyst that is going to provide, our city or our nation, even, the data and the reasons why the real estate market is going to crash and coming down. So this is what I'm thinking, but also I want to share with you another other stats, and then I'm going to go over affordability, because at the end of the day, it comes down to affordability. When you look at here, you look at homes for sale. As you can see, these are homes for sale. In March 2021, we have Clark County 5,700. homes. And by the way, guys, this is Clark County, so this is all North Las Vegas, Henderson, and Boulder City area. If you go to a specific area, you'll see different. It's different everywhere. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, this is what you get. And then let's say we go over to, let's go back to 3 years, and let's see what's happening as far as pending sales. How many homes are selling? Look at this. This is showing the demand. Pending sales is how many houses are actually under contract that somebody's buying them. And as you can see, this was back in February 2020. Then over here in May 2020, because February 2020, this is right before the virus happened, right? And then everybody stopped selling and stopped buying as well. So prices stayed pretty much level. And then they just went up like crazy. They started going up and up and up because everybody started going out and buying. Good thing about two homes last year, I feel like I really didn't miss out much, but I wish I would have bought more. But the point is right here, we are here at all-time highs. How long is this going to keep going for? What are the catalysts that can actually change this and can make these things just reverse and go to the opposite direction, which is, less people buy and more people put their home on the market. So those catalysts could be interest rates. And interest rates obviously are a big issue because if interest rates go up, then affordability of the house goes down. And I'm going to show you a chart later. I'm going to Google it really quick because I forgot to pull it up. But yeah, affordability is very important. If interest rates go up, what happens is your monthly payment on your house that you buy goes up as well. So you won't be able to qualify for as much housing as possible. And if people cannot qualify for as much housing as possible, what happens is, people have to buy a lower price home. And if people have to buy a lower price home, then the people that are asking for a higher price home are not going to be able to sell it. So what happens? Price drop down. However, this has to be combined with other things, such as the current inventory levels. If inventory stays down like this, even if interest rates go up, pretty much not going to do anything to the real estate market. And we're just going to absorb all those people that are pretty much not able to buy right now. They're going to come back into the market and purchase right now. So because what happens is if interest rates go up, some people will fall out, yes. But there's already a line of people waiting to get a house anyway. So at the end of the day, it makes up for it, and you're not going to see any difference in home prices. It's not like they're going to drop back like what happened back in 2018 when we had an increase in interest rates, which caused, obviously, us to have a, pretty much the market to crash pretty much 5% or 10% before it started going back up. As far as average sales prices, it probably wasn't really significant where you saw it, but I saw it personally. I was listing homes before that, and it was crazy. And we were selling quick, pretty much almost as much as right now. But then after in October of 2018, things switched really quick, and when they switched, people stopped, asking for as much for their homes, and it went down quick for a few months until it kind of recouped, But point is, as inventory level goes up, and if interest rates also go up at the same time, that could be a problem. And there's many factors, and I'm not going to get into it too much because at the end of the day, there's eviction moratoriums and other things that we have to consider, like forbearance and things like that. But honestly, the government has intervened so far to protect people from being evicted and from people from being foreclosed on if they were not able to if they were not able to pay their monthly mortgage, because what's happening is the government doesn't want asset prices to go down. They want inflation, and they want asset inflation also, because the more asset inflation there is, obviously the more money the government makes, because they charge you more taxes. Taxes are charged based on the price of on the value of your home. So the higher the value, the more money the government makes, and then all the debt that the government has gets paid faster. So that's why I think they're not going to allow this to happen. They're not going to allow 2008 to happen again. So in addition to also the terms of the loans, and also inventory and many other factors that are different from 2008, you also have the government intervention that is not going to allow that to happen. So all these factors are leading me to think, I don't see it happening. And in my opinion, if you're going to buy, just because you're trying to, there might be some kind of hit on, along the road where, you see interest rates go down, interest rate go up and then prices go down a little bit, take a little dip like 2018 maybe, and then go back up like they kept going ever since 2018. That's my prediction. I think maybe beginning next, or like December or January or even towards October late this year, we might see a little bit of a level off, because now builders are kind of catching up on the inventory. They're trying to build a little bit more, which is allowing people to, it's going to allow, in my opinion, to get people, all the people that are on the waiting list trying to get into a house, they will be allowed to get into a house towards the end of the year, which will pretty much eat up all the inventory anyway. So the thing is, what I'm thinking is things are going to start leveling off a little bit, just because we're catching up right now. And also, I think the government might not, or maybe they will, but they will probably stop issuing all the money that they're issuing to all the people out there. So, all the stimulus checks, the infrastructure now that they're trying to build right now, and all these things is just causing, prices. I mean, the demand is huge because people are saving a lot of money right now. So when people save a lot of money, they're able to pay off debt. And they're also able to purchase home, put the down payment, which is allowing even more demand to go up. So again, government intervention has made this happen, because government, they have control, the Federal Reserve, they have control over interest rates. They have control over pretty much, how much money they give to people that they eventually go and spend into real estate. And they also have control over, the lending standards and all those things. So they learned from 2008. I don't think they're going to let it happen again. In fact, as a matter of fact, this is my prediction. I think next year is probably going to be a 5-6% increase year over year, next year this time. Whereas we've had since last year a 15% increase in home prices compared to last year, 2020. And that's because of the huge surge of buyers coming out in low inventory. But I might be wrong. We might get another 20% increase if we keep going with this rate, because people are. I mean, you see it out there. I was just touring a house at KB Home the other day. It was $345,000 in Inspirata. And, it was 1,150 square feet. That's crazy. I remember selling that house for $220 back in, 3-4 years ago. So that's just crazy to me. However, it is happening. And we have to, it doesn't mean that prices are are inflated, or that they're overpriced. Pricing is just, if something is overpriced, it might be your opinion as a buyer, to say, oh, prices, everything is overpriced right now. It might be true. It might be true to you, but at the end of the day, if you have people coming from out of state or people from here that are buying the homes, it doesn't mean that they're overpriced. It's just the current value market. That's how much homes are selling for right now. So, that's the situation, guys. I just wanted to update you on it. My prediction is that next year we're going to keep seeing increases. I don't see any dip. In order for a dip to happen, we would have to see the government pretty much give up on all their support that they've given so far in the on the market, right? And they supported us with all the incentives, all the money printing, the interest rates, the super low interest rates. So interest rates would have to go up. We would have to see some kind of inflation data that is going to push the government to say, hey, we need to increase interest rates, or the Federal Reserve to say that we need to increase these interest rates. And then that's going to cause all of that. Even then, I would have my doubts if prices actually went down. But another thing we have to consider that they've been thinking about, because they have so many things in their sleeves, is, a 40-year mortgage. I just heard that Biden just proposed a 40-year mortgage on real estate. Now, this would be crazy, because what happens is With 40-year mortgages, what happens is your monthly payment will be lower because you're extending the terms. You know how many years you're going to pay it for. Yeah, you'll have a higher interest rate, but you'll also have a lower monthly payment, which means affordability will go down. And what's going to happen to home prices? What do you think? It's going to go up like crazy. So that could be like a 20-30% increase in home prices, just like that. So they do have the tools to change things and inflate the real estate market even more. That's what makes me think, with all this power and the fact that they don't want real estate prices to go down, if anything, they want it to go up so they can pay off their debt easier. I don't see it. I just don't see it happening. But there's more. Let's see. The reasons why somebody would want a 40-year mortgage is, that they would have, lower monthly payments, as I said, have more cash flow problems. So this would cause a lot of people that maybe cannot afford a home to get into it, which is good on one hand, but it also over leverages a lot of people because they might be able to stretch, their budget to get a more expensive house when they weren't supposed to afford it. So that's why, there's advantages and disadvantages. I don't want to go over that. You guys might be aware of that already. But what I did want to go over is affordability. All right. So just so you see right here what affordability is, and how people are able to, whether people are able or not to afford a house. As you can see right here, this is the affordability index ever since 1990. Now, this one takes into account a few things, such as interest rates. It also takes into account home prices. It takes into account lending standards and things like that. So once you combine all of this, you'll see that affordability is not that bad if you consider this, because back in 1990, yes, we could affordability was way down there. Look, it's crazy, right? But what happened is, because affordability was so, by the way, the lower this number is, the more difficult it is to purchase a home, okay? So back here, we had interest rates that were super high. We had, 15% interest rates right here in 1990, right? Then interest rates started going down, so affordability went up, and we were able to afford more home right here, right? Until, the big housing bubble that we had in 2006 happened, and 2006 was the peak when, we couldn't afford any more homes anymore. And you see right here, 108. Until people, couldn't buy anymore, so they stopped buying, home prices went down and the bubble burst, and then you see all of this huge decrease in home prices, and all the way down to 2012 right here, where we had this low right here of 197, which is great as far as affordability for a house, because it depressed pretty much the whole, entire, global economy pretty much. But this is, 1997. We had some really good deals out there. I mean, the home prices were a third the price that they're now. I mean, if I go here, sales price, max, I go 12 years ago, right? 10 years ago. 124 in 2012. 123 was the average sales price, so that's what this one, kind of, stands for right here. Affordability was very good. I mean, you could afford super low interest rates. We were at 3%, even less, right? Well, pretty much what we have right now. And home prices were super low. And then, obviously home prices started taking back up. And then what we had is back in 2018, this is 2019, but as a matter of fact, maybe it's a little bit up here, I think at 160 right now, but it's still, or 150, 160. But what happened is, interest rates went even down. So we might be even down here 140 as far as, 160 as far as affordability, which is a really good number, right? And that means that people can't afford to buy a house right now, even though, it's weird because you're saying, oh, well, look, 2006, we had the same prices, but, the interest rates were super high, however. So that was, affordability was very difficult to buy a house. But now interest rates are super low, and home prices, yes, are high, but interest rates are super low. So people are able to afford a house, okay? Another thing you have to consider about this, I am sorry if this is taking a little bit long. I hope you guys appreciate this deep dive into the real estate market and what's going to happen in the future. Which, by the way, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about my thoughts, and if you're on the same page with me, if you learned something, or maybe if you want to add something to this, leave it down in the comments. I'll read all the comments and I answer them all. Okay. But yeah, if you buy a house, right now it's very affordable to buy it compared to, for example, back in 1999, 2000, even back compared to 2006, it's way more affordable. But what does that mean? Now, for us to see some kind of real estate dip, what I mean is in the long-term dip, like a 2008 crash again, we need to get down to those affordability levels that are down here. Okay, but now we are up here, which means that people can't afford a house. Until people will be able to afford homes, it will not be a problem for real estate prices to go up. And if Biden actually adds the 40-year mortgages, that's gonna increase even more affordability because people can afford more home. And what's gonna happen to real estate prices then? Since people can't afford more home, prices are gonna keep going up. Does that mean that that's a good thing that they're doing or not? I don't know. I'm not a politician. I have no idea. I'm just breaking down the data for you and what people are saying and what could happen to real estate prices in the future. So as far as what I'm concerned, I just wanted to go over that data with you, and I want to tell you what I'm doing. And by no means I'm not a big real estate investor. I only own 4 homes right now, or 3 homes actually. Sorry. 3 homes, and I plan on buying more. But what my opinion is that house prices can keep going up a lot. I think if interest rates stay low like they are supposed to stay, and that's what the Federal Reserve has said, that they're going to stay low until 2023, which I doubt they're going to stay that low. But if they do stay that low, what happens is prices are going to keep going up. I don't see it going any other way. So I appreciate you watching until the end. If you have, let me know down in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. And also, please, let me know down in the comments if you want to see more videos like these. Just because, I just wanted to share what I know, and hopefully this helped you out. If you need any help with your real estate needs, or if you want to chat about anything, feel free to reach out to me. My information is going to be down below. And, I'll catch you on the next video, I guess.